Morning, everyone. This will be a start of a new video. Started a little bit earlier this week and finished up last week's video, which I'd already posted. So a little bit different startup. I want to talk about the new World Screwworm down in Mexico. And that particular pest was eliminated from the U.S. in the 1960s, and it was eliminated by the use of radiating male screwworm flies and making them sterile so they could not reproduce. The problem with those screwworms are they lay their eggs in open wounds, whether it be a navel cord on a calf, or where you've dehorned a cow, or where you've had to do something where there's an open wound. Take, for example, on a deer, when they drop their horns, that becomes an open wound. Could also say when you castrate calves, if you use a knife, there's an open wound. And that larvae doesn't eat decaying flesh, it eats live flesh, so it actually eats the animal alive. And in some cases, it can kill an animal, within 10 days. So they are very, very destructive. And the estimates on the economic impact, if they make it into the United States, is somewhere in the $900 million range. Now, primarily we're talking about the southern states, although if we think about what the weather gets to in the summer here in Indiana, even Michigan, Minnesota, we get some hot days in the summer, so those things can migrate. Currently, as of last week, those flies were within 700 miles of our border. And there's a place in Panama that is raising those sterile flies, and then they put them on airplanes and they fly over those areas and drop those flies. And we're not sure that Mexico is necessarily doing their part to control. So Secretary of Agriculture Brooke Rollins shut the border down for livestock a week ago for 15 days. If things aren't corrected, it's going to go on a month-to-month basis of that. So what the cattle producers and the National Cattlemen's Beef Association would like to do is have a place here in the States where we're raising and irradiating those sterile flies and reintroducing them as well, and try and get that stopped before it gets to the States. I'm told that those flies can travel on the average of 10 to 15 miles per day, and with storms or weather related events, they can travel much, much further than that. So we don't want this to become a problem in the US. And if you want to do a Google research on those and see what those things create as far as hardships, there's plenty of information out there. Florida had an episode at one point in time, I'm not sure what year it was, several years ago, and what it did there in their state. So it's pretty critical we keep that controlled. Having said that, I'm on my way to the feed mill to get some creek feed and get that taken care of. And if there's any a year you can afford to ever feed calves, this is the year. Well, another summer pasture project done this afternoon. I got my QLF tank moved from the winter pasture to the summer pasture. That's always a job. So now I have my mineral feeder here, I have my creek feeder here, and the QLF feeder here. So I am pretty well set here at the summer pasture with things that needed to be in here. Well, folks, it's a Sunday morning, and I have ran through 9 cows and first calf heifers through the chute and gave them shots of Lutalice and put new patches on them to try and get the last group bred artificially. There's 2 more that I'll have to do a little bit later. So my next morning project is I'm taking my open station Massey Ferguson tractor into another barn closer to town where I have my square baler stored, and bring it home and to make sure it's ready to roll, because as soon as there are good 4-day windows, it's going to be hay season for me. Well, I came in to get a couple square bales of hay and for the goats, and then the cows all came up here at summer pasture. Well, when I come down to check cows, the border collie, Abby, and she's the older one, when we're done checking cows, she always likes to stop here at this little deep pool, get cooled off after running through the tall grass and etc. So I just let her get cooled off before we head back home. Well, this is the evening check of the cows that I have at home, and I think there's 9 that I gave loot shots to and put new stickers on. This is a cow that's going to be a late calver, and a friend of mine was going to come and preg check her. Hasn't been here yet. They'll give me a call soon, I'm sure. There's another one out in the pasture, but they will come up of an evening and get themselves a drink. I keep a water tank full, although they do have a creek or a spring that runs full time, and they can get down to a area in the pond to drink. So they're all meandering around to come down here and get them a quick drink. And that white cow up there is one that's due to calve, and both of those will be out of the cleanup bull. Well, I'm going out on the gator for the evening check of cows. I know that I checked earlier, and I do have 2 cows in standing heat that I will breed in the morning. Hopefully there'll be a couple more maybe tonight, a couple more or so in the morning. So we'll see how this progress goes, because I'd like to get those bred and then moved into summer pasture by this weekend where the cleanup bull is. We've had, by the way, this is a Tuesday. We had another ½ inch of rain early this morning and during the day. They're calling for more rain around 8 o'clock tonight. Hopefully it's not a bunch more. Things are getting plenty wet. But on my way down here to check the cows, and I'll show you some of those estrus alert patches that are bright green because I changed colors. Well, you can see that cow is riding, and I'm pretty sure that is a first calf heifer, tag 218. And hopefully you can see that estrus alert tag on the back. that actually looks like that before they're ridden, and that, so they'll get rubbed off as those cows mount them. That one there is just the tail hits it just right. Same way with that one and that one. Don't know whether you can see those clearly or not, but this Baldy cow, she's in heat, or was in heat as well. And I'll make a comment about this Baldy cow. Ever since I've owned her, she has bred every year, but I was never able to catch her in heat. So this is going to be the first time in about 3 calves that I'm actually going to be able to artificially inseminate her. So that's a little bit of the evening check. And this evening is a perfect example as to why you come out and check a few times during the day and a couple times during the evening. So I knew that 2 cows were definitely in heat, because when I checked earlier this afternoon, but now there is another cow that just stood, and she's actually one that's got a set of twins, so her body condition isn't great, but she stood a while ago, so now I've got 3 cows to breed in the morning. Hey, good morning everyone. It is a Wednesday morning, I believe the 21st, and I'm heading to the barn. I've got to call the cows up. I've got 3 cows to breed this morning, so we'll see how this process goes, and I'll try and get a little bit of it on video. Well, even though they still had plenty of mineral, I put some in, and I don't know why all of a sudden they're all down here, because they did have mineral there, but I guess they wanted some fresh. And some of the rest of them are heading this way. The weather has not been very conducive. We have had almost 3 inches of rain since last Friday, and we could use some warm weather and no rain for just a bit, because it is hay season and I can't cut hay. Well, good morning everyone. Today's project, I'm going to pick up a bull for a friend, and it's about 7:30, and it is really foggy out this morning to make this trip. You can't see 100 yards in front of you, so it's not fun driving this morning, but this is what I'm looking at as I'm going down the road. Well, I'm going to confess that this is pretty risky on my part, but I'm dropping a few acres of hay just to get the process started. It should be good tomorrow, it should be good Sunday, and I just checked the weather forecast. There's only a 12% chance of rain on Monday, and hopefully I can get this dry enough to bale a few square bales. Well, as my last video clip, I'm taking a risk on cutting some hay, and it's not very much. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching this week's video, and please share with your friends, and again, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Also, I would suggest that you keep abreast of that screwworm situation, because it's kind of getting to the critical stage as it creeps closer to the United States. So everyone, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Have a great time. Thanks for watching.